and welcome back to Casey's Garage. Today we're going to do a little bit more work on the Mustang. We got the SRS Control Module back. We're going to put that back in the car. I probably won't show step by step on installing it, since on the last video you guys all saw me take it out. But we'll get that back in the car, get the radio back in. But before we do that, let me show you what I've been working on for the last few minutes here. I had a buddy of mine give me a hand. Alright, so as you can see, I've got the hood off of my blue Mustang. It is just laying on the project car. It's not installed. I have to get some new hinges. I didn't realize I just realized I forgot to buy some hinges for it. And let me show you the hood we have over here. It's a Shelby style hood, aftermarket hood. Still working on getting it installed. I got the hinges on. It's not aligning up quite right on the passenger corner here. It's hitting right here. You can see where it scuffed up the paint a little bit on the fender. But working on that, getting the windshield wiper fluid nozzles installed on the car. And before we get started, let me show you a new addition we have to Casey's Garage. We have a 2000 Jeep Wrangler TJ. It has the 4.0 liter V6 in it, straight six. I've had this for about a week, pretty much right after I released the last video. I went out and got this. It's not a wrecked or salvage vehicle. I found this on the local market and decided to go ahead and purchase. I may make this a build project. I haven't decided yet. It already has a lot done to it, but one thing I did notice last night as I was changing, or before I changed oil in it, it does have a little bit of an oil leak. So I haven't really had a chance to get up there and really take a good look at it, but I think it's a oil pan leak. I think the gasket's probably wore out, or maybe I just need to tighten up the nuts or the bolts, but that'll be a project for another day. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get some work done on the Mustang. First, I'm going to get these nozzles installed. The holes are just not quite big enough, so I've got to file the holes down a little bit. Alright, now let's need to plug in the hose, which a little bit of a challenge. There we go. Yeah, I think these nozzles are further apart than the stock hood. Alright, so I'll have to worry about the nozzles another day. The hose is not quite long enough to reach the driver's side nozzle, so I'll have to go buy some new hose and extend that out. But let me go ahead and show you what the hood looks like when it's closed. Okay, so here we have it. Of course, it's not painted yet, but that's what the 2007 will look like. I really like the scoop on it and how it's built into the hood. And it's actually a functional hood. It's a ram air hood, so it'll deliver more air to the airbox. Alright guys, so one other thing I bought is a new shifter knob for the blue Mustang, because the black project car does not have a shift knob. In the pictures from Copart when I bought it, it showed a white Hearst style shift knob, but when I picked up the car, it was missing. So somehow between the time that it entered Copart and left Copart, the shift knob went missing. So went ahead and bought one for the blue one, and I'm going to donate the factory shift knob that we have right here to our project car. Alright, so I'm going to try this YouTube magic where you just snap your fingers and all of a sudden the work is all done. So here we go. Nope, did not work. It is still there. So let's try this one more time. Alright, there we go. Actually worked that time. Maybe I should try doing that on the rest of the car, especially when we get to paint. There's the new knob. It says GT on the side. It's got the racing stripes down the middle. And it looks pretty good. Alright, back to the other car. Alright, so I have the control module back in the car. Got the 3 bolts down, wire harnesses connected. Now it's time to put the radio back in and get this all put back together. Alright guys, so one thing I just noticed is on the aftermarket radio that was in the car, I noticed when I pulled the radio out that the antenna was not connected. And I figured it probably just got pulled loose, no big deal. Now after I'm putting everything back in, let me show you. I noticed that the antenna, which is this orange wire back here, that there is a antenna connector, converter, whatever you want to call that cable, that plugs into your car antenna line and then plugs in the radio, because this connector right here, this male part here, is too small to go into the back of the radio right here. So they make an adapter for that, and this radio did not have one on there. So I guess whoever had this car before just never listened to live radio. So I could run down to the store and waste, man, I'm sweating, you know, an hour getting a $15 cable, or I could just pull this radio out and grab the factory radio that went in my blue Mustang, which is the Shaker 500 radio, and then it'll just plug and play. I'm kind of leaning towards that because I'm hot and I'm sweaty and I really don't feel like going anywhere. So I'm gonna go grab that radio and we'll just do a radio swap. Alright, so guys, it's day 2 of this episode. Yesterday I was working on the radio and found that the antenna was never hooked up to the radio and didn't have the adapter cable. So my first thought is to put my factory radio out of my 2007 Mustang in the car and it just plug and play, which for the most part it did. However, Ford changed the antenna connector, or the part on the end of the wire that plugs into the radio. So the 2007 radio does not fit in the 2005 car. So I'm sure they make a special adapter for that, but I just went ahead and went to the store, bought a universal adapter cable. It should plug right into the car and we'll plug it into the radio that was in there. So let's go ahead and get that installed, and we have Chocolate Lover back today to kind of help us out. Before we get the radio in, I'm going to go ahead and take the Blue Driver OBD2 scanner and scan the car, since we have the module back installed into it. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so here's the adapter cable I had to buy. Should plug right in the back of this radio. There it goes. Yeah, I mean, whoever had this car before didn't have the radio or the antenna hooked up. It didn't have a connector or a adapter.
So they didn't listen to the radio?
Yeah, they must have listened to CDs or Bluetooth or iPhone or something. Alright, so now I'm going to just connect all these wires together to the factory harness. There we go. And let's see. So that goes up at the top.
How do you know which wires are which? There's so many.
Well, these are already. They're color coded. Green goes to green, purple goes to purple.
Oh.
But they're already connected, so we don't have to mess with those. And then these, all these connectors are different sizes, so you kind of know which goes to which. Alright guys, so I've got the scan tool here. I'm going to go ahead and plug it into the car. There we go, got the blue light just like before. And let's go ahead and start the car up. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and do a scan. I have a blinking airbag light ever since we connected the module back up, so it may be just the fact that we had this started before without the module in. Alright guys, so scan's complete. Still have the powertrain code. Let's see what the restraint control module code is. Passenger airbag disabled, warning lamp circuit failure. Oh, well that's because we don't have this cord plugged into the airbag light over here for the passenger seat, so that's why that's okay. So we're good there. So we'll go ahead and shut it down. We'll go ahead and get the radio installed, and then once we get everything hooked back up, we'll run another scan. Alright, so now that we have all the wires connected and the dash over here where we took the instrument panel apart, let's go ahead and start up, run a new scan, and then see what codes we get. Alright, yep, airbag light went off. Yay! On the dash, so that's what it was. Just we didn't have the power or the connector connected to where this airbag light is, so let's go ahead and read or do another scan. Alright, so now the SRS system is good. We don't have any codes coming up. We still have this powertrain control module code coming up. That's something I have a feeling is not too big of a deal, but we'll check into that. Because it keeps on has something to do with the battery, so call that a success for now. Let's go ahead and work on some other things. Let's put these side pieces back on. They'll trim. You just basically snap into place. See?
That was easy.
Yep. Let's do the other side. You want to do the other side for me?
I'm not sure.
Alright, here. I'll take the camera. I'll let you do it. Kind of get it lined up. Yeah, you got it.
Oh.
Just had to push a little bit harder.
I don't think it's in normally.
You push down here. Oh, you broke it.
What?
There you go. All right, I'm gonna hand this back to you.
Thank you. Oh, that goes on top. That's why the cup holders look weird.
Yeah. This is a deeper cup holder than my car. So, anyway, yeah, I didn't realize that this top piece disconnected from the bottom piece, and with the 5 times I changed out the radio in the other car, it made it a lot easier if I knew this came apart, so food for thought. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this down. Just little snaps to hold it down, and then there's 2 screws back here, which I need that socket for. Alright. And we'll get the other one here. This is Go ahead and put the shift boot and all back on. Go ahead and screw this down.
I didn't know it's screwed.
Mm-hmm.
And
Screws down onto that.
I thought you had to like push it in.
Yeah, this knob is out of the blue Mustang. We switched that out yesterday. Alright, let's give it one good twist around.
What about
So it's lined up, so it tells you what gears are.
about this part?
And then this, I'll let you do that again. You know, just push it down. Push it straight down.
Is that it?
You got it. Good job.
Yay!
All right, so that's ready to go. Now it's looking like a car again.
Yep.
So what do you think we should do next?
What do we need to do?
What do we need to do, guys? Well, what we really need to do is get the hood installed so we can start test fitting all the front panels, the fenders, and the bumper. But somebody, not to mention names, forgot to order the hood hinges.
You?
Yeah, it might have been me. So those are on order. We ordered those today, and they should be here in the next few days. So that might be the end of this episode. There wasn't a whole lot done in this episode, but we did get
The inside.
the inside of the car back together, and
Now it looks like a Mustang.
now we know the airbag system works great, or should work great. And I don't think we're too far from going on a test drive.
Yay.
And taking it down and get the rebuilt title on it. So then once we get that rebuilt title, then we'll finish it up, get it painted, and list it for sale. Or should we keep it?
Sell it.
Sell it? I agree. We already have one, so we need money. We do need money. It is not cheap working on these cars, is it?
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's episode, and thank you, Chocolate Lover, for helping me out today. And if you guys have enjoyed the videos, don't forget to like and
Subscribe!
And I want to sincerely thank all of you who have followed our videos from day one. And we'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye!